Good evening. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live, Life in Focus. We're glad to have you with us tonight. We're going to have a wonderful time tonight. We're going to continue what we was talking about the last few weeks. First principles and those things. So, let's get started. The theme tonight is never stop arriving. Never stop arriving. This is not one fell swoop that you just get to where you're going and everything's hunky-dory. This is a continual journey with continual incremental goals along the way with a final destination. And when we get there, you're a football team and you win the Super Bowl. You get to celebrate for a little while and then you got to get ready for next year because you never stop arriving where you need to be. And to get to the ultimate goal, you're going to win a Super Bowl. You got to get in shape. You got to play hard. You got to study and you got to have a little luck. So let's get going. A few announcements tonight. We started our PTSD combat recovery classes in Bonham on August the 4th at 6 p.m. And so every Thursday night we have PTSD classes starting at 6 p.m. It's at the First National Bank in Bonham, Texas, in the Maze Room. We're there and we work with helping you with your PTSD and your trauma in your life and the moral injuries that you may have suffered due to combat or different areas. So we would love to have you come with us. We've already graduated one class. This is our second class, and it's from 6 to 8, and we also feed you. Okay? It's a fun class, and it's not clinical. Okay? So we'd love to have you be with us during that time. We're going to do our theme song, so hang in there and we'll be right back.
Lift the load from my shoulders, shake the chains from my heart. Let the crushed and silent voice within declare a new start. Song of renewal deep in my heart, sung in the daylight, sung in the dark. Troubles in this life weigh on my mind, but I live stronger, stronger to leave them behind. Living
Okay, here we go. I want to just say one more thing before we get into our lesson tonight, is that PTSD not only happens to people that have been in combat, but it also happens to people that just have trauma-related issues, have PTSD. Could be from childhood abuse, sexual abuse, rape, could be from a car wreck, an accident. It could be from divorce. It could be from losing a child, losing your parents, or even losing your dog. Could be very traumatizing to you. So if you would like for us to start just a trauma class for PTSD, not combat related, would you please private message me on my Facebook and let me know that you would like to attend the class that dealt with trauma in your lives. Thank you. So, we was talking about first principles. First principles are, if you went to school and you dealt in fractions, one of the things that we had to do was break down the fraction to its lowest common denominator. And that's what first principles are. The lowest common denominator of what it takes to build something or do something. That's first principle. It's not building on somebody else's designs or anything like that. It's breaking it down to first principles yourself. So, we're going to talk about first principles in mental health and substance abuse for the next couple of weeks. So, we was talking about the prodigal son, how he went away and lived wildly till all his money run out, and there was a famine in the land, there was a recession in the land, and he couldn't find a job. He had no money. All of his friends left after his money was depleted. So he ended up working for a farmer, rancher, whatever you want to call him, feeding hogs in the hog pen. That's what he did. And so the four principles that we're going to talk about is clarity or realization, where you're at. Where are you at? Choices or decisions, behavior, and relationships. We're going to break this down into those four first principles for you to walk out of the trauma or the destruction that is in your life that has caused you to end up in the hog pen. So, the prodigal son, he was in feeding the hogs, and one day he just came to himself. He had a moment of clarity, a moment of thought where his mind cleared up for 30 seconds, a minute, an hour. I don't know how long it did. And he thought, why am I here in this situation? My father has a beautiful home and a beautiful place, plenty to eat. It's clean, it's peaceful. And what am I doing here? I think I'll just get up and go home. The next question is, what is home to you? What is your idea of home? We all have different ideas of home. Some of them are fantasized, but we think of home. If you've ever heard an old song, Green, Green Grass of Home, the guy was in a jail cell and he dreamed about going home. And so that's what he was. He talked about his parents and where they lived. So he dreamed about going home. And he had a moment of clarity, this prodigal son, and said, I think I will go home. So he got up, he got ready to go, and had this moment of clarity in his life. And then the next step in this process of first principles is choices. So after you have this moment of clarity and you say, what am I doing here in this place? How did my life deteriorate to the point that I'm living with hogs in filth, with nothing? I'm hungry. My clothes are filthy. I have nothing. Do not have any friends. I do not have anything. I don't know how I got here. When we first start on this road to destruction, at first it seems like a wonderful thing that we're doing and having. It's a lot of fun. It appears to be fun. But eventually, you wake up and your life is totally destroyed. You have nothing. You've lost your family. You've lost your job. You've lost your friends. You've lost your house. You've lost your vehicle. Everything is gone. And you look around and say, what am I doing here? This is not what I dreamed of for my life. This is not what I thought I would be. I had great plans, great dreams, wonderful things that I was going to do. And here I am in this terrible situation. So the choices, it's always about choices. I'm not trying to put anybody down, but it's always about choices. And all of us, if you've ever had this problem with substance abuse, we know that the first time you go to AA, it's quite intimidating. I remember the first time I went to AA, and I went there a couple of weeks, and the person that was in charge of the meeting that day asked me if I wanted to say something. I didn't know what to say. So I said, no, I don't want to say anything. So let's look at this. What is your hog pen? Is it paranoia? Is it anxiety? Is it fear? Is it depression? Is it mania? You're manic? Is it meth? Is it crack? Is it alcohol? Is it pornography? Or is it toxic relationships? So what is your hog pen? Is it some of these things, or is it a combination of these different things in your life that you have a moment of clarity and realize that you don't have to live like this? There's a better way, not an easy way. The saying goes, there's a broad way, a wide 6-lane highway that leads to destruction. And it's easy to start going down that path. And there's also a narrow way, a 2-lane road. And not many people travel that. If I'm going to San Antonio, I usually do not go the back roads. Takes too long. I'm too impatient. Go down the wide roads. But the scenic route, the best route, is the narrow way. It's not confining. I don't want you to think that there's a bunch of rules and all those type of things that we have to adhere to, that life becomes boring. But you're living in chaos at the moment. Whether it's mental health or substance abuse or a combination of both. You're living in total chaos. I want life to be exciting. I don't go to Six Flags and ride roller coasters anymore, but I did for a long time, and it was exciting. But I didn't live that way every day. God has an exciting wonderful life for us. It's not just crocheting. Now, I'm not against crocheting. But if you're used to riding roller coasters, crocheting is not very exciting, okay? There's a lot of different things that life has for us that is very, very exciting and fruitful and fun, okay? Fun. No song that said, we won't have fun anymore because Daddy took the T-Bird away, okay? Put you in the old sedan. That's not the way it is. That isn't what God does. God has exciting lives for you and great things in store for you. But we have to have this moment of clarity and we have to make a choice. What are we going to do? It's not easy to get back to where we were when we started down this path and ended up where we are today. Okay? So let's look at this. The choice. First, you have to crawl out of the hog pen and start home. It's not easy. Long ways. It's a long ways. It's a big journey. If you've been watching this for a while, we talked about the journey of a trip in Spain where you start at one deal and you go 200 miles. And you have a destination in mind, but every day, as the theme said, we keep arriving every day at a destination. If you go to AA and you get your desires chip, then you start a journey, and for 30 days, every day, you get a chip. You get a 2-day chip, a 3-day chip, a 10-day. You get chips all the way up to 30 days. And then you go, I believe, monthly after that. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. You just keep arriving at new destinations every day. Then you go a year, 2 years. So the journey is long and tough some days. Very tough some days. You have to work at it to get where you need to go. So we got to this point of where we're at, and we need to keep going. Let's have a moment of clarity that our life, we've lost the power to control our own lives, and we're controlled by other sources, other things. And that's not the way to live life. God wants to help you have a wonderful, wonderful life. So that is it for today. Next week, we're going to talk about behavior and relationships in this first principles. So tonight, we had a moment of clarity. We think, I don't want to live like this anymore. What am I doing here? And then the next step, we make a choice to get out of that lifestyle and start a new life. Reinvent our lives. But it's time to go. So I hate to go, but we got to go. We'll see you next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. I'll be here. You join us. If you watch it on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and also the like button, and it will help us in our endeavor to reach a greater, wider audience. God bless you.